Did you guys miss Smackdown last night? Because if you did, do not worry. Not that you would. You missed nothing. And I know it's a running joke. We say that all the time. But you literally, the Smackdown after WrestleMania, you missed nothing because they produced nothing. This isn't just BC being overly critical and overanalyzing, trashing the company because I'm the mean YouTuber. There's BC again, trashing the company. No, I only do it for justified reasons. It just seems like I trash the company a lot because the company has been trash for nearly 15 years. But last night, it was never more evident. The Smackdown after WrestleMania, it was never more evident that the old bastard in Stamford, Connecticut, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, VKM himself, it was never more evident that he had nothing planned after WrestleMania. He had nothing going into Mania. The final days, the final hours before WrestleMania, he was still penciling in matches. And he made that sumbitch 2 nights. He couldn't even fill 1 night of the card. He had to cap that shit at 7 matches. And even then, he was still penciling in days before. And now here we are after WrestleMania, and it's clear they have no vision to WrestleMania Backlash. That's right, that's what it's called now. He's going to attach WrestleMania to everything to squeeze every penny out of the name itself. It holds value, and he's going to try to squeeze every penny. The writing's on the wall even for Vince McMahon. He knows the product is so fucking bad, and he knows he does not want to put in the kind of time and effort and care and energy and resources to make the product good again. And he knows this. So he's getting every penny he can, the billion from, or millions from Saudi Arabia, the $1 billion deal from Fox, the $1.5 billion from Peacock Network. He's selling his own assets now, the WWE Network, his baby, his pride and joy. He even sold that. He pimped that out for $1 billion. And now he's going to put his pride and joy, WrestleMania. He's going to run that into the wall, and then run it into the ground, dig it back up, and rerun it back into the ground. Until the WrestleMania name now has no value. It was WrestleMania Smackdown last Friday night, 2 nights of WrestleMania, WrestleMania Backlash, WrestleMania Money in the Bank. Welcome everyone to WrestleMania SummerSlam. It's gonna happen. He's running that name straight into the ground, and he doesn't care because he's going to try to collect every penny he can, so when he leaves this earth, he can have all of this money. He was the success. It wasn't him that ran the company into the ground. It was Doofus' son-in-law Triple H and Doofus' daughter Stephanie. Isn't that what Punk called them? His Doofus' son-in-law. It wasn't me. I was a successful businessman. No, it all started on your watch, Vince. And he no longer cares to put on a good product. He has gotten so, not just stubborn, but so arrogant that he honestly believes whatever he puts out there, fans will be lining up in droves, willing to accept it. And there are those that will. There's those casuals that'll come in and out and love every second of it. They'll be standing in that line with their wooden bowl and wooden spoon as Vince McMahon is pouring one bowl after another of that bullshit tortellini soup, and those fans will be looking up at VKM and say, "Please, sir, can I have some more?" And Vince will say, "Of course, there's always enough bullshit tortellini soup." And that bowl will be refilled every time because those fans will love every second of it. "Hey, Ma! Hey, Dad! Look at all the bunnies hopping around with the Miz! Look at everybody chasing around the championship! That's funny! Hey, look it! It's the New Day in the Hurt Business for the 112th time! Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn for the 158th time! This is amazing!" And they'll accept it. It's gonna be a good match, at least. And then there's people like BC Amplified. Probably public enemy number one for VKM. Probably in cahoots with the Tube, and this is why we have the Tube taking subscribers off without them even knowing about it, or BC. Fucking around with the likes. People telling me their comments are being deleted by YouTube. For what? They're telling me they're not even swearing in it. Yet the channel's getting fucked with. I wonder why. I wouldn't put it past this company to be in cahoots somehow with the fucking Tube. But it's not gonna shut me up. I'm just gonna keep on laying it on more thicker. I'm gonna keep on bringing it even heavier and hotter and bring those flames to a torching degree. It's not gonna stop BC Amplified. It's going to re-amplify. Time and time again, we will re-amplify to the highest degrees possible. We're gonna turn that volume up. And we're gonna hold this company accountable every single fucking time we talk about it. Last night, the women's division alone, we saw one of the baddest females, or should have been, Basler, in another 2-minute match, losing the same way she has 15 out of her last 20 losses. We're gonna go over how she lost this match and how it's the same fucking way every single match she's in. We're gonna talk about Owens and Zayn for the 158th time. We're gonna talk about the Dirty Dogs and the Street Profits for the 72nd time. We're gonna talk about No Direction for their world champion. Cesaro already? You're fast-tracking Cesaro after one big pay-per-view win at WrestleMania? I love Cesaro, but he's already being fed to Roman? Or, that's how they started the show, by the end of it, they were just teasing another Seth Rollins-Cesaro match for WrestleMania Backlash. So which is it? Are you fast-tracking feeding this guy to Roman, or are we doing Seth Rollins and Cesaro again? Going into WrestleMania, it was a weak build. There was no story. The story was Seth Rollins felt disrespected by Cesaro. Because every single week, Cesaro swings him. I mean, this is some childish bullshit. Seth Rollins is like, stop swinging me! I'm a grown man! I'm not a child! Stop manhandling me! Stop swinging me! And Cesaro's like, no, I have to swing you. I'm the swingman. It's what I do. I'm the swingman. I'm gonna swing you once, twice, and 102 times because I swing and everyone counts. 1, 2, 3. Oh, count swingman. Count my swings. Now he adds a UFO and he's gonna fight. Everybody, count my UFO. I do a UFO, I do a swing, it's what I do. And you will be my guinea pig, Seth Rollins. 3 pay-per-views. It's what I have to do. To get over, I'm gonna get over. And now we have to watch this again. Okay, it's a good match. Vince McMahon, we saw the clip 100 times last night of the UFO. I don't need to see it again. It was cool at Mania. I wouldn't mind seeing it again many times in the future. Now, he UFO'd me out. He showed that clip 100 times, dude. Vince got his rocks off, obviously, with that move, and now he wants to see it again. So he's probably going to put these two together for the next 10 fucking weeks, straight through Backlash, in the Money in the Bank. But maybe that's a blessing. Maybe that keeps him away from Roman Reigns. Or maybe Triple Threat Thompson, aka Adam Pearce, comes out and makes another triple threat match for Backlash. Roman, Cesaro, Seth. Who knows? This company loves their multi-man schmaz matches. You saw it with Daniel Bryan. And oh, where was Edge and Daniel Bryan last night? They weren't there. Daniel Bryan was never going to be there. He's a lot more part-time than you ever could have imagined, especially with his backstage role now. In creative. Or lack thereof, I call it. There's nothing creative in WWE. Aside from Bray Wyatt, who's a fucking genius. So, Daniel Bryan was going part-time anyway, but everybody, all the internet fucking nerds, Daniel Bryan has to be in the WrestleMania main event. Yeah. Oh, it really made the main event really cool. You can't remember one fucking thing that Daniel Bryan did in that match, other than yes kicks, to get people yesing. And then he goes right into his part-time status. Edge is gonna be more full-time than fucking Daniel Bryan. But you can't even see Edge now because they have no direction. Edge gets the championship, and now Roman is super pissed. Now he really feels disrespected, and he's going to go on a tear through the summer to get that title back at SummerSlam. He could annihilate Daniel Bryan into a little mini vacation or into his role of creative at Backlash. And then you feed somebody to Edge to build up an actual title reign. Same thing for Money in the Bank. Each of them have their own person, and then SummerSlam they recollide. Roman gets his championship back, and this time, he's even more devastating and more diabolical than ever before because he lost that belt, and he now knows he will never be disrespected to that degree again, and he can hold that son of a bitch all the way to next year's Mania or WrestleMania 39. Take on The Rock for it. Who knows? I don't fucking know. Can't have The Rock beat him, though, because then The Rock just takes it back to Hollywood? Or does The Rock come out the next day and forfeit it and say, I wanted to see if I still had it in me, I wanted to show Roman that there's one tribal chief head of the table of this family, and it is me, and I wanted to do it at the biggest stage for the grandest prize. But it's a disrespect to this business if I was to hold on to this, and maybe he forfeits it. Maybe Roman defeats The Rock in 2 fucking years at WrestleMania to hold the fucking title, and everyone's like, whoa. But you gotta get The Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania 39 in LA. Everybody knows that. And time is wearing thin for The Rock. Nobody's getting younger here. 39 is the max. That's the limit. Even Roman said that match needs to happen. The Rock said that match needs to happen. So make it happen. But my point from the jump is Edge could have easily had that title and it would have made Roman stronger, better. Now we're going to play the same fucking game. Jey Uso is going to wrestle every week for Roman, and that's going to be the storyline. Every fucking week going forward, Jey Uso is going to be in a fucking match and just fucking getting tooled on. And now they don't even have anything. So now, those internet nerds that wanted Daniel Bryan in this fucking match, Roman can't lose the title. Roman can't, no matter what. Everybody wanted to turn into a fucking booker. They didn't see the bigger picture. Roman could absolutely lose that title and get it as a better heel. Become a much better heel. Bigger, diabolical. Ultra disrespected. Now I'm on a tear. I'm getting my baby blueberry back to go around my shoulder. But now we don't even get Edge. Daniel Bryan was going away anyway for a little bit. Okay, I'm done, guys. Thanks for putting me in the main event. Thanks for my payday. Thanks, internet nerds. I'm out. Check you. I'm yesing my way to the bank. And now Edge, they got nothing for. Fuck. Well, you were going to get the title, and then we were going to build something with you and Roman, but now you just lost. So we'll call you when we got something for you, Edge. Edge! One of the biggest fucking superstars in the world still to this day. You put him on the mic for 5 minutes. It's going to be better than the show. Nothing. Edge is not on the show. They have nothing for Edge. The one time they listen to the fucking fans, it's the fucking internet nerds that wanted Daniel Bryan into the fucking main event. And now look, you ruined everything. I was the only one in the community to say you were going to ruin everything, and I ended up being right again. I am always fucking right. Stop fucking doubting me, bro. You're gonna look like a fool in the end. Shit. No Edge last night. Main event Cesaro and Jey Uso, and we don't even know why. Just I could fucking speak. Cesaro and fucking Roman. Cesaro and Seth Rollins. Cesaro and the Easter Bunny. Cesaro and my 92-year-old fucking Nani. That's grandmother in Italian. Many ways to say it. We say Nani. Anyway, it's time to rock. I broke out the big gun for this one, man. I broke out the fucking super coffee. I broke out the bad boy. This is Colombian coffee. This shit is no joke. I don't know what makes it fucking super. Maybe it says. Yes, it literally says what makes it super. Added sugar. Let's do it. Bring it on. I could always use added sugar, clearly. Nothing artificial. I don't give a fuck if it's artificial or not. Bring it on. Protein, always a plus, especially post-workout. And MCT oil. Bro, this has MCT oil in it. I don't know what the fuck that is, but it sounds pretty significant. So I'm going to crack this Colombian coffee, and we gonna rock this shit. I'm going to do it right now, actually. Amp unit. Let's do this first salute together before we start Smackdown April 16th, 2021's review. This shit is so strong. The fucking popping the top is a hard task. I got it. I'm amplified. I got big muscles. This rapper had no chance against Big Boy BC. Big Daddy BC. All right, ready? We gotta shake this bitch first, man. Let's do it. What are we acting like rookies over here? The fuck? Much love to all the cuts this past Wednesday, man. Much love to all the cuts. I'm pretty sure Shayna Baszler wished she was getting fucking called Wednesday. Oh, we're gonna talk about Shayna Baszler, man. What the fuck? How did you made her lose like that last night? Oh, we're gonna talk about it. Amp unit. Let's do this review the right way. Oh shit, there's a second cap here, man. This Colombian coffee is no joke. Look at that shit. Put another fucking... They securing it. This is like Fort Knox if you want a sip of this coffee. Oh shit. Somebody's getting amplified. Let's do this. Amp unit. The smartest, the most badass unit in the pro wrestling community. BC amplified. And his amp unit. We get amped. Salud. Oh, red team, go! Oh, shit. Your boy BC over here drinking super coffee. Like I really need super coffee. We're doing it anyway. Roman Reigns starts this show off Smackdown April 16th, 2019. He, of course, is on Cloud 9 after Mania, and he's talking about how he called his shot. He said from day one, he gonna smash him, he gonna stack him, he gonna pin him. And he did all of it, so he's out there bragging as he should. And now nobody is gonna want to face him, he says, and I quote, nobody is gonna want to face this dude now. And the whole time as he's building to this, because you know somebody's coming down, I'm thinking, please, not Cesaro. Please, not Cesaro. Not that we love Cesaro. We'd love to see him in a big match for a title. Probably should have had a championship years ago. That's how good this dude is. But he just won at WrestleMania. His push finally has begun. We waited years for this type of push. He gets his big WrestleMania moment in victory against a big name in Seth Rollins. And 1 month later at Backlash, you're going to feed him to Roman Reigns because that's what this will be. He's just going to be fed to Roman at Backlash. I'd rather not do that. Keep building up Cesaro. It's too soon. That's why I was like, please do not hit Cesaro's music. And I know this company all too well. I knew Vince was going to hit Cesaro's music. I knew it. Because that's what this company does. He refuses to build any actual superstars. He refuses to put any time and energy in actual storylines. So he looks at who he's got and he says, oh, Cesaro just won at Mania. Now we'll put him against Roman. No, he just won that's his first big match he's won on the grandest stage. So the push just started and it's going to end nearly just as fast. Way too soon to do Cesaro and Roman. I couldn't help but think, please no, not Cesaro, not Cesaro. And here comes Cesaro. Roman Reigns turns his back on him. Cesaro went to, take the mic. And we know that's Cesaro's one Achilles heel, man. When he's on the mic, he's not that great. Which is odd, because in real life, the dude is one of the funniest pro wrestlers you're going to meet. One of the funniest, best human beings imaginable, man. Just a good dude. Those wrestlers tell so many stories of Cesaro. He was just on a podcast with Renee Paquette, formerly known as Renee Young. And the dude apparently is the king of dad jokes. So everyone loves talking to Cesaro backstage because he always has these jokes. They told a couple funny ones, man. What do you call a naughty pepper? Or what does a naughty pepper do? Maybe that's what it was. What does a naughty pepper do? Get all up in your business. Or what did the drummer name his twin daughters? Anna 1, Anna 2. Anyway, that's the fun that Cesaro was having with Renee, man. But then he gets on the mic and the personality and the charisma just kind of shut off, and it doesn't connect. So that's where an area that he does have to work on. If he was a heel, he could just have a mouthpiece, a la a Paul Heyman or an MVP or something like that, man. Even put him with somebody like Alana, that like Rusev used to have. But without a mouthpiece, that's going to be his one hole in his game that I hope gets better along the way, man. But it's been years. Maybe that's just something he's not comfortable with. But he went to grab the mic, and I'm like, oh, make this short and sweet, man. Don't drag it out, because that's his Achilles heel. And they didn't even let him speak. He grabbed the mic, and Roman just kind of turned his back to him and walked away. So I do like that, though. It's like Roman doesn't even have time for this dude. And Cesaro turns around and sees him on the ring, and he's like, all right. Like, that's the ultimate disrespect. You didn't even give me the time of day, bro. So there's no doubt these two can have an awesome storyline, but it can't be yet, because this will just be for 4 weeks to get the backlash, and Cesaro will just be fed. This could help Roman? Absolutely. Cesaro? Done. You can't end a push just as fast as it began. That's the problem. Keep building Cesaro up. And by the end of the night, maybe we're going to get another Rollins-Cesaro match. Maybe they're building this to maybe SummerSlam, and this was the start of it. In which case, I digress, and I'll take those words back. But do you really think Vince is telling that long of a story here? It's going to start the day after, or the SmackDown after Mania, and he's got this master plan that at SummerSlam, that's what it's going to be? I don't put that much stock in the old man anymore. I would love to believe it, because it would be beautiful, but it remains to be seen. All I know that in one night, by the time this show is done, the biggest storyline to come out of it is Cesaro and Roman or Cesaro and Rollins. WWE, it seems, doesn't even know which way they want to go. So they saved their ass, and they just put them out there in little tiny feuds with both. So that going forward, whichever way they want to go toward Backlash, they can go that way. It seems to me like they saved their ass instead of actually putting thought into their product before the show hit the airwaves. But we'll see. Backstage, Cesaro tells Triple Threat Thompson, a.k.a. Adam Pearce, right? He's like Teddy Long, holla, 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 playa, a tag team match. Triple Threat Pearce makes holla, holla, holla triple threats. So he tells Triple Threat Thompson that he wants a match with Roman tonight. Instead, he ends up getting Jey Uso. So this is getting played out too, man. Jey Uso is going to constantly take on whoever is going to challenge Roman. Jey Uso will be in there 2 to 3 times beforehand wrestling them. How long do we do that? Just asking. Not for a friend. For BC. It's for me. I'm asking. Man, I would really love for Jimmy to join the fray. I feel like we need somebody new into Roman's clique. The Roman Empire needs to grow. Samoa Joe would have been beautiful with that. I know it's not a family bloodline, but Samoa Joe would have fit beautifully there. But oh yeah, wait! He's fired! There's some reports that, like, he wasn't cleared by WWE, so they didn't want him wrestling, and Joe was like, no, I really want to wrestle. I have other doctors telling me that I'm cleared. Same thing with D-Bry. They didn't want D-Bry coming back. And so many others. And I honestly believe it's for their own selfish reasons. That's how this company works, man. It just pisses me off. And Joe's over there saying, no, I can come back. So I wouldn't doubt that there's validity to that story. And that poor Joe, they wouldn't let him wrestle. And you sit there, don't go, oh, WWE's being responsible. No, the dude's got other fucking docs saying, look at D-Bry. He had docs for a while saying I can come back, and WWE would not clear this dude. The dude came back, and for years, fine. Fine. That's what I mean. This company, man, they don't do anything without fulfilling their own agenda first. Don't think for 1 second they're looking out for their fucking talent above the company. No. They got a reason they don't want Joe. It's probably because the guy's a bona fide superstar. And Vince knew from day one he doesn't want him in that spot. Anyway, that's a side rant. That was the first segment. Roman walks out on Cesaro. And by the end of the night, we get Cesaro, Jey Uso in the main event. And you think that Roman is going to come out and fucking save Jey, but it ends up being Seth Rollins, so the waters are muddied. These aren't even interesting questions, you know? Like, this is fun. Who's he going to pick? What's the feud? This is just like, this is the company not knowing what the fuck they're doing. Typical. First match of the night, Rey Mysterio versus Otis. Mysterio pins Otis in less than 4 minutes via the awe-inspiring, ultra-devastating feud roll-up. That's right. This was so goofy and ridiculous. Big boy Otis cannot get his shoulder just an inch off the mat from 5'6", 175-pound Ray Ray. Ray Ray is holding big boy Otis down, and Otis is just... You don't think this is goofy and ridiculous? Those are the words I'm using. Goofy, ridiculous. And it makes Otis look like a clown. And if you do not believe me, if you think that BC is being too harsh, I ask you to go back and watch that pin. And you watch poor Otis. He knew he couldn't even try to struggle because he would accidentally kick out of it. It is so not believable that Otis even knew if he tries to kick out a little bit just to make it look believable, he's going to accidentally kick out because Ray Ray is so small to him. So poor Otis, this was goofy and it was so bad. Poor Otis just sat there upside down while Rey Mysterio had both his arms and it's a different roll up. It's not like a holding the tights type of roll up, a traditional, but it's still a roll up. Anytime you're winning the match by just holding down somebody's shoulders, I call that a roll-up. And that goes into the roll-up statistics, JR9 Gaming. No fucking question. Because you're just holding someone's shoulders down. They're not ending by a fucking finisher, which is how pro wrestling matches used to end. Somebody's diabolical finisher, or a badass move. Too many matches are ending with somebody holding shoulders down. A big bad pro wrestler cannot kick a shoulder out. It's not like they got knocked out with a DDT or a pedigree or a tombstone. Or they're screaming in agony from a sharpshooter. Or some type of clutch. No. They're not even groggy. They're just upside down. They can't get their shoulder up. And with somebody like Otis getting rolled up by Rey Mysterio, you watch how not believable that was. Otis was just upside down, waiting for the ref to count 3. It seems like forever to the fans as well, because it looks so bad on TV. This guy is just laying there, not even trying to kick out. But again, it's because he knew if he did, he would accidentally kick out, and the finish would be ruined. Heavy Machinery had a real chance to be something in this company. Something special in a non-existent tag team division. And instead, Tucker just got fired. This morning, Tucker is in the unemployment line. For no reason, mind you. Budget cuts my ass. I love how they do it right after they just gained another $1 billion+ deal with Peacock. Budget cuts, I swear. Getting rid of these 10 individuals during this pandemic is going to help us tremendously. Oh, by the way, NBC Peacock, thanks for the $1 billion. Yeah, cutting these 10 really is saving the company. Tucker's in the unemployment line, and Otis could be a stand-in for Ronald McDonald. You know a McDonald's commercial? Otis could be the stand-in for Ronald McDonald, and I assure you, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. He's booked like a fucking clown. Moving on. Get some Colombian coffee. I told you we were going to get amped, man. Once you heard we were drinking super coffee, it's when you know things were going off the fucking rails. Then we get Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens for the 158th time. And we know this because the 157th time was just 5 nights ago. This is not an exaggeration either, guys. This is literally 158 times. There is literally nothing left to say about these two together. We always say, it was a good match. Right? That's all we can say with Owens and Zayn now. It was a good match, at least. Okay, and what else? I could see a great match twice a week at the local bingo hall between Julie Jughandles and Sweet Pie Pauletta. You want the truth? These matches, WrestleMania and especially last night, are nowhere near what they used to be between these two. We already got the best out of these two. Not just talking NXT and WWE, by the way, which you go back and watch some of their matches. They were, some of them, classics. But even before NXT and WWE, just on the independents. But okay, let's just stick to WWE because it's a different audience, we'll say, right? Some casuals. NXT, we saw it 32 times. In WWE's main roster, we saw it another 100 plus times. But we've seen the best. I said at WrestleMania, that was a shell of what they used to do, and it was good. But now we're just starting to lessen what they're capable of. Because again, on top of that, Vince is just not giving them the time that they need to do even better than they used to. I hope that makes sense. So now we're just seeing the same matches we've seen for years, 157 times before. We're seeing it again and again in a lesser capacity, in a lesser way. It's devalued. Enough with Owens and Zayn. It's got to be more than, it's going to be a good match. Because again, I can see that with Julie Jug Handles and Sweet Pie Paletta. Good matches are a dime a dozen. Always good to see. It's great when you see a good match. I mean, that's the least amount that we're asking for. But what the fuck is the progression? What are we watching? What is it leading to? Why are we seeing it again for 158th time? These are questions nobody wants to answer, and it's because the company doesn't have the answers for it. It's an easy way to fill your television time. That's why in the business, they call these fillers. You need to kill 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. Do some introductions, have a couple of commercials, have them wrestle for 10 minutes. Just throw out Owens and Zayn. We know that should be a good match. And it looks like they keep building. Nothing got accomplished here. Literally nothing got accomplished. I think Zayn ran away, maybe got counted out. Owens went to get him, brought him back to the ring, stunnered him. What does this do for Zayn? What does it do for Owens? Are we going to get it again at Backlash? Or maybe the next 3 to 4 weeks? Every week we're going to get it, and then again at Backlash? So by the time we get there, it's 163 times? Are you not worn out with Owens and Zayn just a little bit? Just a little bit? How can anyone be intrigued with this match anymore? I genuinely asked that question. It's done. They ran it into the wall, then into the ground, then they dug it up just to run it back into the ground. It's done. Hate to be the bearer of bad news here. Remember the blue meanie? I don't mean to be the big meanie, but I gotta be honest here, man. I'm not gonna bullshit you guys. You know what you're watching. I know we want to think that what we're watching is the best that we possibly can get, but it's not. It's regurgitated. And I'm sure there's many fans out there that forgot about Owens and Zayn, and that's what Vince is banking on. They forgot about it. It's been a couple years since we ran that feud into the ground. But there's fans like BC that just don't forget about it. You know, that's why I have a channel that's successful, that thousands of people every vid want to tune into, because I'm somebody that knows their history and their research, does their research. You know, I'm just not a fan that has a channel, all right? We're going to talk about it. And yeah, even though it happened in the past, I forgot about it, so let's just talk about this. No, we have to talk about the grand spectrum. Because in the end, everything has a story that does not end. Every wrestler's story begins their first night on the job, because it will be a part of their story going forward. Hope that makes sense, man. That's on a whole nother level, man. This is for intelligent fans to comprehend. Right now, I have a lot of fucking people watching like, what's Basler even talking about? I don't know what he's talking about. Their story starts the first day on the job? Let's drink some more super coffee. Hour number 2 begins with Bianca Belair title celebration victory speech. Montez Ford was out there as well. And I gotta say, I believe they are my favorite wrestling couple. Montez and Bianca, just watching their chemistry, watching them together, the way they smile, interact, just gel off of one another. I haven't seen anything like that, man. And there's a lot of wrestling couples. Chelsea Green and who's she with, guys? Zack Ryder, I believe. There's Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. There's Nick Aldis and Mickie James. There's a bunch. Lana Rusev. You guys know all the Maria Kanellis, Mike Bennett. there's just so many wrestling couples. But I've never seen two people just actually in fucking love the way Montez and Bianca are. I mean, these two, you can just tell, like, they're the happiest motherfuckers together. They truly want one another to succeed. There's a genuine, that's my best friend. That's not just a ride or die. That's not just my fucking, it's not just my relationship intimately. That is like my best fucking friend. You know, there's something with Montez and Bianca. You talk relationship goals, that would be it. Ding dong. Hello. I just love these two, man. They're just the best, man. I really do. And I don't know where I'm going with that. I just wanted to, it's my fucking channel. I can say that. I'm talking about, oh, that's why. Because Street Profits were actually out there. They introduced Bianca. So that's why I just saw how when Bianca was giving her victory speech and thanking everybody and talking about just WrestleMania and the moment, how it felt. You look at Montez looking at her just so full of pride. Ladies, find yourself a man like that, brah. Somebody that looks at you the way Montez looks at Bianca. And men, get a lady that treats you like Bianca treats Montez, man. Because that's on another fucking level. Anyway, moving on. Belair nailed her promo. She's getting better and better on that stick. And then backstage, Kayla Braxton tried to interview Sasha Banks, but Banks just stormed off in frustration. So Banks was like gonna say, you could tell she was furious, and then she just stormed off. She had nothing to say. I gotta believe that's half WWE not knowing what to do with Sasha right now, or Bianca. Which way to go? Which way do I go? Which way do I go? They don't know. Same thing with Cesaro. Like, which way do we do? Do we do Roman now, or do we do Rollins again? Do we bring in fucking Santa Claus? So who do we do? What do we do? They don't know. That's what I mean. This show had no direction. Nothing progressed last night. And it just felt like the company doesn't know. They put all their eggs into one basket, which is the fucking WrestleMania double-nighter. And even that was fucking penciled in last second. And then they really were like, oh shit, WrestleMania's done. We gotta keep going, don't we? I don't know what to do. Creative Writer 512, do you know what to do? No, that was Danny's, Danny 595. He was supposed to come up with something for Danny 595, did you come up with anything for SmackDown? No, that was Creative 612's job. 612, anything for SmackDown? No, that was supposed to be 412 to 425. They were all working on it. Nobody knows. All 612 of these creative writers, or lack thereof, have nothing. It wouldn't matter. Because literally, an hour before the show, 17 minutes before the show, Vince McMahon rips that shit up anyway. All of the work that they did do, Vince is the end-all be-all. He is the reason everything you see happens, everything gets changed last minute. I'm hearing now also that something got changed last minute with The Fiend in Randy Orton. I'm hearing that originally it was supposed to be a straight squash. Fiend defeats Randy Orton. And just a couple hours before the match, Vince changed it to Orton defeating the Fiend. A knockout punch to the Fiend fucking character. Not buried. Relax. Everybody likes to use the word fucking buried. Relax. The guy's still a top merch seller. The guy is still the most captivating person on Monday Night Raw. The views tell you that. That's not buried. Ricochet will tell you what buried is. BC will educate you every time on that. Because I still get the fucking... I respect your opinion, BC, but he's buried. First of all, I didn't give you an opinion. I gave you facts. He's not buried. By the definition, he's not buried. So, thanks for your opinion, but you can stick it up your ass. If he's buried to you, that's an opinion. I drop facts. So... thank you for respecting my words, but they're facts. Get your shit in order. I love that. People think their opinion is fact. He's actually buried, BC. I think he is. Okay, well, that's awesome. But you're wrong by definition, factually. And I like to go by evidence. I like to go by facts. I don't like opinions. Opinions are fucking... they're like assholes. Everybody's got one and they're usually full of shit. I deal in facts. So Bray Wyatt was supposed to defeat Orton. Orton defeats Bray Wyatt. Great! Good job, Vince. So anyway, to bring this back full circle where I was going originally with this, Sasha Banks just storms off, and I really believe WWE doesn't know what to do with anybody right now. So that's why you saw Cesaro not say a fucking word and Roman just walks off. You saw Sasha just walk off. You saw Rollins go out there at the end of the night instead of because they're just saving their ass. They haven't gotten anything for the future, so they're just trying to get by one day at a time. This is a company that used to, pro wrestling has to, be well thought out months in advance so you can progress month-long storylines, months on end. And this is a company going day by fucking day. That tells you how bad things are in that company. Up next, Street Profits versus Rude and Ziggler for the SmackDown tag titles. Dolph pins Montez for the W in this match. And believe me, that is the right call. This whole title reign for the Dirty Dogs cannot be just to give it back to the Profits in the middle of a SmackDown. That's just ridiculous. The title and the champions need to feel and need to be more important than that. I'm sick of these titles changing hands in the middle of a fucking show. They don't even give them the time and the courtesy at the end of the show. No, the middle of it. So this was obviously the right call. But this was easily their best match together, and we've seen it so many fucking times. But unlike Owens and Zayn, for instance, which every time they wrestle now, it's devalued. You know what I mean? Their matches in the past were better. This was actually their best match. Easily. In the slick tag by Dolph to Rude without Ford knowing at the end, man, that was tag team brilliance personified. That was a clinic for tag wrestling. Had they had more time, I would have liked some more settle spots to let things breathe and really sell. I think that would have made this match just one of the best tag match I've seen in years, probably. But of course, they weren't given that kind of time. So it was still really good though, man. So I didn't think I was going to be saying this about this tag match because it was a redundancy match. But yeah, man, not only their best match, but one of the better tag matches I've seen in a while. If they had more time, I would have liked more settled spots. Let shit breathe, sell a bit more. But that's my only complaint in that tag match. Other than the fact that it's redundancy and it's probably going to lead to them wrestling at Backlash anyway. So how do we get to that match? Just have them keep facing each other. So by the time we get to the pay-per-view, like always, the fans don't even care about the match because we've seen it 158 times. What do I know? I'm just a YouTuber that comes down hard on the company. I'm negative and I'm mean and I'm an asshole. I'm the asshole. I'm the asshole. I'm the asshole. I used to have a buddy, Joey, man. No longer with us. Much love, Joey. Love you, brother. He was the one who started Red Team Go. Every time we were about to, it would just be me and him. We'd have a few drinks. That's all I'm gonna say. And we'd have to settle a score, and we'd go into a house party or something. We know there's about 30, 40 people, whatever the fuck the number was, and it was just me and Joey. But we were pretty ballsy, man. We were, man. Picture BC now. Imagine me as a fucking teenager. I was off the fucking wall, bro. There was no fear. There's no hesitation. There was just amplified intensity and very impulsive. So it would just be me and Joey, and we knew we'd have to run into that house and take out the couple of people that we wanted to fight. We were going to have to take on probably the rest of the house, which is about 30 other. So we had to get in the right mind space, man. And Joey always said, man, when I say red team go, that's when you knew BC, no matter what, right? Because he'd be going to the back or something. I'd still be in the front, or I'd have to go to the back. And when I heard those words, I knew it was time to storm in and rock shit out. So red team go, and then you'd have to storm and just start fucking swinging for the fences, hope for the best. And every fucking night, we would end up leaving the house or the bar room or whatever fucking facility we were at. We would fucking leave with chaos behind us with our fucking fingers in the air. They knew BC and Joey had just hit that bitch up. Oh, those were the days. And then as we're walking back, right, we take some side street because we hear the sirens headed to that bar room or to that house, wherever it was. We hear the cops on their way. So we're trying to avoid them. And on the whole walk home, Joey would just be singing, "We're the assholes! I'm the asshole!" Oh, bruh. Oh, man. So anyway, BC could be the fucking asshole, but I'm still gonna drop the facts, man. I'm still not gonna let these motherfuckers off the hook. This company has to be held accountable, and damn it, that's what we're gonna do. The Circus Sideshow Clown Fest then rolls into town. Natty defeats and pins Shayna Baszler in just 2 minutes. Sound familiar? It seems like every single Shayna Baszler singles match ends in 2 minutes. Vince doesn't even want to see her for 3 fucking minutes, brah. And how does it end? The same way that her last 15 of 20 losses. If you were to take her last 20 the fact that she has 20 losses should tell you something. 15 of them have been via, just like this one, in 2 minutes via Natty, the awe-inspiring, ultra-devastating Farut roll-up. Not only do you have Shayna lose in 2 minutes, Vince had her lose via the fruit roll-up. Natty just rolled her up, and badass Baszler, an actual former cage fighter, could not kick out of the roll-up. Like Otis, they have to just kind of lay there, because realistically, if they even try, they're going to accidentally kick out. So Baszler is just laying upside down, shoulders to the mat, waiting like all of us. It seems like an eternity when it's not believable for the 3 count to drop. And Natty wins. And if you do your research, man, this is how Shayna loses all of her matches. 2 minutes, fruit roll-up. BC's done his fucking research. Unfucking real. It's almost like punishment. It has to be. This cannot be a coincidence that you lose in 2 minutes via roll-up every fucking time, it seems. There has to be. This is punishment. I think Vince McMahon lost respect for Shayna because Shayna told a story recently on Renee Young's podcast that Vince told her to do something different when she first got to the main roster, so she did it. And when she came back, Vince said it was horrible. So Shayna was confused, but you told me to do this. Or then she went and did something different with the Natty, I think it was, too. I think she was in the story. And she did the opposite because Vince told him to switch it up. And then Vince liked it. So, not to confuse anybody, I'm probably confusing myself. The bottom line is, Shayna was confused. She didn't know what Vince wanted because Vince told her 2 separate things. Sound familiar? Everybody says that. The dude changes his mind minute to minute. And everybody doesn't know what to do in that company. It starts at the top. That's why on this channel, we don't blame Kevin Dunn, who's in fucking production. We don't blame Bruce Pritchard because he has the title of head creative. No, it's all Vince. On this channel, you will never hear BC let Vince off the hook. Too many other people in this community let him off the hook. They start talking about Kevin Dunn. They start talking about all the creative writers and how it's their responsibility. They start talking about Bruce Pritchard. No, you will never hear me blame anybody but Vince. On this channel, we tell the truth. It all starts and ends with one man. The wrestlers that have even admitted that. It's all Vince McMahon. Everybody else is a scapegoat. So Shayna went to Vince's door because she was confused. And when Vince let her in after fucking 10 minutes, let her fucking sweat it out, she goes in, she said, "Please don't give up on me, Mr. McMahon. I have something to offer. Please don't give up on me. I will make you proud. I will make you happy. I'll be a success," all that stuff. And I think right there, Vince lost respect. I think Vince looked at that as a type of groveling. I don't need you to come in here and tell me to not give up. I will make the decision, and now you're literally going to be relegated. You think she has a title because Vince wanted to give her a that tag championship for the women has just been used as a ratings grab, and it didn't even work. It's just used when Charlotte came back to get it for a little bit. It's used for Nia Jax because Vince is high on Nia for some reason. Obviously, we know why. Rock's bloodline. Nia Jax to hold something. But he knows she can't hold a fucking singles championship. The pro wrestling community would be like, what the fuck? That tag title is for Nia, and Shayna just happened to be the most realistic person to put with her. If it wasn't for Nia, Shayna wouldn't be holding any fucking gold right now. Look at the booking of those titles since they came into play. Since Nia and Shayna have been champions, look at the booking of the titles. Look how they've been used. Look at their opponents. Usually two people that are about to face each other at a big pay-per-view. It's not even relegated to mid-card. It's relegated to, like, clown status. It's almost like he's trying to make a joke out of her. She should have been booked along the lines of Ronda Rousey. Not in the same bracket. Along the lines. A bracket right next to Ronda. Because of her training in her background. And the way she presents herself. The build. The skill that she does have. You go to NXT, she's had so many great matches. Great! In WWE, I bet you can't even name one. Or you forgot about the one. Something happened after that meeting, man. And Vince McMahon just totally started to clown this girl. 15 out of 20 losses are all from a fruit roll-up in 2 minutes. Bro, how does that even... If I'm Shayna Baszler, I'd be furious that I didn't get a call from Stamford, Connecticut this past Wednesday afternoon. Main event, Cesaro versus Jey Uso. Before we get to that, a side note, if you will, they replayed that UFO Cesaro did to Rollins at Mania at least 4 times. That's not an exaggeration. At least 4 times last night. Really? Something that was cool at Mania, something we wouldn't mind seeing in the future, they are already wearing it right into the fucking wall and driving it into the ground. 4 times. Okay, Cesaro had the dude on his fucking shoulders and turned around. Once you get your momentum, that's actually a doable thing, not even for people as strong as Cesaro. But it was cool. Great. And you replayed it for people that didn't see it. Awesome. You replayed it a second time. Not sure why, but maybe you thought the second hour click wanted to see it. Maybe you thought it was a different audience. Or maybe you thought the same audience wanted to see it again. Okay, whatever the fuck. 3 times I started saying, okay, what the fuck are you doing? Why would you 4 times? Anyway, match itself ends in a DQ when Rollins interfered, so we're left confused. Is it Roman and Cesaro feuding? Is it Rollins and Cesaro? I'm sure WWE doesn't even know at this point. And again, there's no fucking edge. And I don't even care about no Daniel Bryan. He'll just be inserted into fucking a triple threat somehow. So even if it is Cesaro and fucking Daniel Bryan, I'm sorry, Cesaro and Roman, Daniel Bryan will be added in by Triple Threat Thompson. Triple threat! People are like, what? Daniel Bryan doesn't even belong. Who cares? And the internet nerds will be like, he belongs. Yes, he does. There's story here. Daniel and Roman have story. Daniel took Roman's spot 7 years ago, even though he didn't. It was Batista's spot. And if you want to go deeper, it was CM Punk's. Roman was still being groomed 5 years ago. He was still on the uphill. The Yes Movement overshadowed all of that. So he didn't take anybody's spot. That's why they didn't even add that into this story for WrestleMania. Because there was no story. But internet nerds wanted to fucking make a big thing out of that. He took Roman's spot 5 years ago. 7 years ago, I'm sorry. 7 years ago. Even worse, 7 years ago, Roman definitely wasn't the fucking guy. And take anybody's fucking spot. And he's also a story with Cesaro. They're good buddies. Oh, great. Yes, add Daniel Bryan in for another triple threat. Super Colombian coffee, wow. I should not be shocked that this review was amplified. I'm just getting my voice back too, man. We went hard for WrestleMania. Monday Night Raw last week, the review last week. I flipped out about the whole Bray Wyatt thing. That night, man, the voice was like, wow. I was like, wow, I must have went hard on that. So I did a little bit of playback. I never do that on my own videos, but I had to see why. I was like, did I really go that hard? So I did playback on my Monday Raw review. And I was like, whoa, I went hard. I went hard on this company. And so it was no wonder that I lost the voice. But I took a couple of days from the video making. No recording, no live streams, no nothing. Friday I was going to take off too, yesterday. But I had to talk about all the cuts. Or was that Thursday I came back and said, what was it, Thursday or Friday? When did I talk about the cuts, guys? I forgot. Either way, I just put up something about the cuts. And
because I felt that had to be talked about. I mean, they made cuts during a pandemic because it's still the times where like probably firing people isn't the best thing to do. So if you can, let's refrain from doing that. And then you just got $1 billion deal and then you're doing it. I mean, it just seems weird timing. These 10 individuals is really going to save you, Bank, or is this just greed at the highest level no matter who you're fucking with? And some of these names just didn't make sense, like Mickie James and others. I just dumbfounding. So I had to make a vid on that. But the voice is back, man. We just need some super coffee. And the Ant-Man and the Amp unit right back at it. We'll do this again for Monday Night Raw's review and reaction next week. Maybe be an impromptu video before that too. Always stay subscribed and notified, even though the tube is going to try to unsubscribe you and unnotify you. Always make sure that you're subscribed. Always make sure you're smashing that fucking like for BC. It means a lot. Helps the algorithm. And again, with them taking away subs, taking away likes, they're taking away comments, deleting comments. You guys are telling me this. They're taking away all the algorithm measures. So always make sure that you're staying on top of it. If it gets taken away, make sure you're resub. Make sure you're reliking. Make sure you're doing all that, man. Do not let the tube defeat the Amp channel. That's it. Think, be, live, amplified. You don't got to drink super coffee. You don't even got to drink coffee. But I do ask that you stay amplified always. Till next time. Check you later. Can you guys snap? A lot of people tell me they can. I can snap really good, man. Both hands. Look at that. Some people tell me they can't snap their fingers. I'm like, how? All you got to do? But then again, I hear people, I can't whistle. So, sound like a fucking mangled seal or some shit. I can't whistle and other people do it like nothing. They can whistle a whole fucking Guns N' Roses or fucking Ozzy Osbourne songs, Def Leppard. They can probably whistle some fucking Jay-Z and some fucking Biggie. And I'm over here. Anyway, now we're just talking about nothing. I'm out. BC. Till next time. Check you.